What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Morning After podcast. My name's Denton, and I'm your host again, and we're gonna go through the week in sports, and I'm gonna have some picks for y'all at the end of the week. So first off, we're gonna start with the NHL. Vegas and Edmonton. Game 6 is on right now. 2-1 in favor of Edmonton. It is on their home ice, so they're looking to get little bit back from Vegas's win on their home ice. So series is 3-2 right now. Vegas trying to win the series and move on, but Edmonton they won a game 7. They won a game 7, and McDavid showing up, scoring pretty early on, and yeah, 55 seconds in, but the Knights scored 24 seconds in. Rayleigh Smith coming in, and then Connor McDavid evening it up, and then Warren Fogiel uh, getting them in the lead with 2:43 off the clock. Um, I think those will go to Game 7. It's on home ice, and like I said, they're kind of pissed off. They lost on their home ice once earlier in the series, so it's gonna be a good game. If you bet the over, you might be losing money. Um, but yeah, next series we're gonna talk about is the Hurricanes and the Devils. Not a lot to talk about. It's just an ass whooping all around. Like the one game that New Jersey took, 8-4. That was a whooping, to say the least. And then Carolina just winning by 4 or 5 goals each time, except for Game 5. They only won 3-2, but that doesn't matter. They're moving on. Stars and Kraken. This game's been a bloodbath. So games 4, 5, and 6 went on this week. Um, Stars won 4, Stars won 5, and the Kraken first Game 7. I believe last night or 2 nights ago. So it's 3-3. The game will be on. Let's see, where is the game? I believe it's on in the Crack in Seattle. Could be wrong though. But anyways, Game 7 is gonna always bring some energy, some type of fire out of players. It all just depends. It depends on how bright the lights are for those players. Um, but it's gonna be a good game, I think. And the Vegas and Oilers game right now is going on. I think they'll be keep scoring, keep doing it, and yeah, the game's in Dallas, and the Stars they don't want to lose a Game 7 in their own place. No, but the Dallas curse could catch up to them. And then another just beating for Toronto from the Panthers, and the Panthers were doubted a lot. I think the Leafs were picked to win their series pretty much by almost everybody, you know. Um, and I don't think that's really right of them to do that, but they're really showing like we're here. They got some really good players. Moving forward, I think they will keep winning. I think they'll probably go to the Cup, depending on. I'm not sure who plays who next, but I'm not sure. And the Dallas and Seattle game's Monday night, and I'm recording this Sunday night. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the NBA now. Uh, few series have ended now. First off, there's really only one. Oh wait, no, it finished tonight. Celtics whooping the Sixers. Jason Tatum putting on a masterclass. 50 points, I believe he had. Let's pull it up right now. We had 3 games for the Philly and Boston series. Sixers winning Game 5, Celtics winning Game 6 to force it, and then Celtics winning tonight 112-88. I don't know what Philly's going to do. And 51 on 17 of 28 shooting, which is just insane. He led the team in every stat: points, rebounds, assists. So he had 51 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 assists in 42 minutes of play. Just an absolute show out. He's showing that Boston's going to be a team that everyone needs to go through the East for the next few years. Um, Embiid only 15, 1 and 8, 2 blocks, and everybody, almost all the starters had negative plus minuses going into it for the game. Yeah, Jaylen Brown had 25 points for the Celtics too. I mean, that's if you can get that out of them, it's gonna be a problem for the entire league, and they might just go on and keep cruising through. I mean, they're gonna play the Heat. I mean, Jimmy buckets. You can't really count them out. Um, I mean, yeah, it just seemed like that game was unfair from the get go. I mean, it was tied 55-55, I think, at one point. And then they just took off. Yeah, 10 points in the third quarter from the Sixers is not going to get you anywhere at all. Next series, who the Celtics will be playing, New York versus Miami. Miami won the series. Miami won Game 4, and then the Knicks won Game 5, hoping to come back, but the Heat just shut it down. Even though Jalen Brunson coming off with 41 points. Um, I mean, he can ball out all he wants, but it's like the Celtics. Like Jaylen Brown also had 25 points with that. So, like Julius Randle, 15. You can't have him shooting 3 of 14 in the playoffs. You can't do that. I mean, he's robbing the Knicks right now, in my opinion. Yeah, Brunson with 14. Like RJ, you can't have 1 of 10 shooting. Like, yeah, you're getting to the bucket and getting free throws, but you can't be 1 of 10 and 3 of 14 shooting in the playoffs on an elimination game at that too. So Jimmy, 24, 4 and 8. Bam, 23, 9 and 6. I think this upcoming series is going to be the best. It's going to be the best playoff series this year, I think, and it's not even going to be the conference championships. I think the conference championships are going to be the best games. And then, depending on who comes in, it will be who wins. Like, I think the Celtics are going to beat. So we'll get into that in a second. We'll get into that in a second, actually. The Suns. Now, the Suns got messed up, as you can see, 125 to 100. Campaign leading scorer for Phoenix. You know something's wrong when Cameron Payne's the league scorer. I mean, he's a bucket, but he's going to have 31 points in the game, and D-Book's got 12. Like, just superstars not really showing up. KD 23, 5 and 5, but you kind of want a little bit more of him. He didn't shoot a single 3 in the game. And then they're going to go on to play the Lakers, who just beat the Warriors. Jordan Poole, I think, he might have been the choke artist of just the whole team. He had 21 points in Game 1, and then I think he had like 29 in all the rest of the games versus Lakers. It was ridiculous. Like, you're on one of the best teams. You have one of the best players of our generation on your team, and then you just go and drop an absolute shit. 7 points on 3 of 10 shooting. But then you got Curry, one of the only players in double figures. DiVincenzo was 16. That's the only other one. You got Draymond 9, Wiggins 6, Clay 8, Gary Payton the second 4. Like, they played in their losses. They just played so bad, and it's not even funny. Like, it was not good. So going in, looking at the matchups right here, Celtics, Heat, and Nuggets, Lakers. I think the Celtics and the Nuggets they're gonna match up in the finals. But I would not be surprised if the Lakers made it, or the Heat. I think it's a toss-up, really. It's a toss-up. Whatever you're feeling, whatever, ask Siri to flip a coin, and that's who's going to win. Like, if you put money on it, I don't know. It's hard to bet against LeBron in the playoffs. It's very hard. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Now, we're going to get into the MLB side of things. So, this is where it usually gets longer in the recording, and it probably will this time as well. So, right now we're going to go through the league leaders in stats. I'm going to pull that up real quick. I believe everything should be updated, so here we go. Average. I don't know how to say his name. Luis. Arias. I know how to say his name. His batting average has gone down 40 points since we checked last time, I think. 382, which is still really good. Like, he's going to be. If the Marlins can kind of do something, he might be an MVP frontrunner, in my opinion. Ronald moved up to 2 with a 346. Ellis Diaz with a 328, and then a pair of Rays, Yandy Diaz and Randy, 321 and 320 respectively. Shane McClanahan's still at 7 wins, leading the pack, and Zach Gallen, Joe Ryan, Clayton Kershaw, Justin Steele with 6. Zach Gallen, I said it last time, he's going to be, I think he's going to be a Cy Young candidate. If everything, he can stay healthy and keep it up, he's going to be an all-star, and I think he might get some Cy Young votes. Home runs, Fat Boy Pete with 13, Patrick Wisdom, Max Muncy with 12. I think Max Muncy had 12 or 11 last week's episode. And then Matt Olson and Rafael Devers with 11 each. Going over to ERA now. Sonny Gray with a 1.39. Really good. Eduardo Rodriguez 1.57, Alex Cobb 1.7, Justin Steele 1.82, and Bryce Elder 1.94. And it's surprising to me that Bryce Elder's there because he was not doing hot last year, like at all. Towards the end of the year, he started heating up. He had a good start for his first start last year, and then just was terrible, like really terrible. But he's picking it up. Max Friedman and Kyle Ryder have been on the IL, and I think they're going to be extended on the IL too, which really sucks for the Braves. But if he can step up, if some of these rookies can step up, I think Dylan Dodd's back up now, so if he can kind of step up, it's gonna be big for them, the Braves. RBIs, no. Hit leaders, oh yeah, hit leaders. RBI, let's go through RBI. Adolis Garcia with 42, raking for the Rangers this year. He raked last year, but he's bringing it up this year. Rafi and Jordan with 37 each in second, tied for second. Randy with 35 and Simeon with 34. So 2 Rangers on that list right there, which is they have a good team. I think if even without DeGrom right now, and we'll get into that later. I think they'll still be good. Hit leaders, Ronald and Bo are tied. Just played today. Braves can't beat Toronto. I think it's like a 9-game losing streak against them, which is insane to me. Luis Arias with 52, Goldie with 50, and Freeman 49. Stolen bases, Ruiz still with 18 in first, Ronald second with 17, Gene Juan Bay 14, Jazz Chisholm 14, and the rookie Volpe with 13. And then bouncing over to strikeouts, Spencer Strider 79, Zach Gallen 70, Mitch Keller 69, Kevin Gausman 67, Shohei Ohtani 66. Shohei just dropped completely. And there we go, that name again, Zach Allen. I do think he's going to be pretty good. And Diamondbacks have a pretty good roster they're pulling together, really showing how their farm system built up. 3 games back behind the Dodgers. Just killing it right now, killing it. And the Dodgers have actually taken over the 1 spot in the AL or NL from the Braves. So this is the standings right now: Tampa, Baltimore, Dodgers, Rangers, Braves, Blue Jays, Brewers, Minnesota, Arizona. And it's crazy. It's insane how competitive some of these interleagues will be, especially American League East, is going to be good. I mean, the Rays finally got the double-digit losses. 120 run differential is crazy. Yeah, 31-11 for the Rays, 26-14 for the Orioles, 24-16 for the Blue Jays, 23-19 for the Yanks, and 22-19 for the Red Sox. And I think it's going to be that way all year. They're just going to be bouncing off each other. The Rays, if they can keep up, if their pitching staff can keep up, it's going to be a crazy one. Um, 4 teams with 20 wins in the AL West. Can't really count Oakland. They're Oakland. The Central's kind of been shit in the bed. Like, they've not been doing good. White Sox have looked terrible. Royals showing they still got to keep building. Tigers are surprised me a little bit with Javi being how bad he is this year. Actually, he might not be doing that bad, but like they're not doing too hot. Like Javi is supposed to be their all-star, their best player, whatever, but he's swinging at absolute shit. 254 batting average with a 674 OPS. That is terrible. That's barely top 100 for the average, and it's not top 100 at all for OPS, which is just you can't. You gotta ship the guy off or something. Like if he keeps doing this, I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with his deal, but yeah. And then that NL East proving it's the best division once again. Yeah, the Mets and Marlins are 1 game under, but it's early in the season. Nats are surprising with 17 wins. It's kind of weird. I think the NL Central is the most surprising division for everyone. The Cards being at the bottom like this, and the Pirates being second. They've really built in. If they can get O'Neill back by, I don't know when he's coming back, but he should be coming back before All-Star break or just after. They're gonna keep raking. If they keep doing what they're doing, they got young studs coming up. Just signed Brian Reynolds to a big deal. It's gonna be great. They're gonna keep improving, and they're just gonna keep raking and raking and raking. And I saw this article. Oh, that's dark now. What just happened? It's the 2 early MVPs. Obviously, Shohei is going to be number 1 for the AL. So I think, and he might not even be an Angel at that point. I don't think he will be. Just simply because if they're not winning, if they're not in the playoffs, he's not going to resign. And it's going to be a hard decision with him if they're just on the cuffs of a playoff berth or playoff run. What are they going to do with him? I mean, he is one of the greatest players we will see in this game for a long time. I mean, we don't really get two-way players much that often anymore. Second, Wander Franco. This might have changed. I think I saw this article, May 8th. It's now the 14th, so almost it's going to be a week after this episode's uploaded. Wander is, I mean, he's hot, man. I mean, they're off to a great start. Let's actually go look at what he's batting right now, because I know that dude. I've loved him. I've seen him in the farm system. I've seen him play at Durham. He is going to be one of the future, like, oh, I want to be like Wander Franco. 301, 7 home runs, 23 RBIs, and an 875 OPS. So if he can keep it up, he'll get, I think, more than 3 first place votes though. Just depends where Shohei and who else comes in. Matt Chapman, he's still raking. I mean, the dude is just murdering baseballs. It's insane how much he's doing it. Let's go check on how he is doing at the time of the recording. So it'll be 317, 5 home runs, 22 RBIs, 942 OPS. Yeah, I think, and he's kind of picking it up for some, because the Blue Jays, some of them aren't hitting good. Like Vladdy is up to 315, which is great.
I'm
Bo's been crushing baseballs, and that's their big three, 320. That's their big three. I think
Here they come.
any of those guys could get first place votes. Honestly, Randy, we've already talked about him. The dude is insane. I mean, he's gonna be up there if he can keep what he's doing up. And then, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Michael Trout. The dude, he's been in every MVP voting since he's been in the league. Let's go check up on him real quick. See how he's doing. Michael. 277, 820. And the OPS is good. The batting average, you want to be closer to 300. Probably like 280, 290 is where he ideally wants to be, and he's day to day right now. So let's go look at Shohei. Where is he at on here? What? There he is. Okay, sorry. Shohei posting a 4-1 record, 274 ERA, 66 strikeouts, .91 WHIP, which is nuts. Let's see if we can. Where is his hitting? I can never find his hitting stats on ESPN. That's not it.
I'm
Okay, well, I can't find it. It's okay. It's whatever. It's Shohei. We know he's going to rake. We know he's going to hit bombs when he can, when they're allowing him. And that's going to wrap it up for the AL, which is. I mean, two of those guys are about what you expect for to be in the running. Shohei and Trout, obviously. I think other than Matt Chapman, if the Rays can keep it up, I think they could have a pretty close to their MVP. Now to the NL. My boy Ronald. We've been talking about him a lot recently, and obviously there's bias with it. It's Ronald Acuna Jr. That's my dog. Love him. Saw him. I wonder if I don't have the ball I have signed from him in here, but we're Braves are 25 and 15 right now, first in the East. He is just the one he hit today was just in his Mother's Day, um, destroyed. 421 feet, and he hit a 471 at home the other day. Just mashing. So, like I said, second in batting average, eighth in home runs, 23 in RBIs, with a 1.1014 OPS. Nuts. Like those are video game numbers, and we really need him to be hitting it like this. Austin's having a bad start this season. Matt Olson, he's hitting. We don't expect him to be a 300 plus hitter. We expect him to have decent defense and be able to just drive the ball, hit it hard. And that's what we love to see. And then Ronald's not doing this alone either. Sean Murphy has been tearing it up, and he's number 2 on this list. Ronald won Player of the Month. Murphy, if he didn't have that horrible first week, he'd be number 1. The batting average isn't at all going to show you. Like, he's helped us win a good amount, like a lot of games. 9 home runs, tied for 12th, 32 RBIs, and a 9.76 OPS. That's 5th in the league. With Darno going down, he's been taking a lot more of the load. He's a massive piece for us, a massive piece for the Braves to get. And it's just like, how are you giving this guy up? Like, how are we finessing the A's for these guys? Matt Olson and Sean Murphy just absolutely nuking baseballs. At the time of this, he had a 1.407 OPS, and Matt Chapman and Sean Murphy were leading the AL and the NL respectively in OPS, and now they got traded. It shows. Arias, talked about him. Dude can hit. First cycle in Marlins history. It's crazy. I mean, he's just like he was okay on the. I think he was on Twins. He was okay on the Twins, and now he's just demolishing. Two Dodgers, which hate the Dodgers. Max Muncy is the first one we're gonna go ahead and look at, and then his teammate Mookie Betts is the second one. So Muncy 4 and Mookie 5, and it's a weird duo. You wouldn't think with this team. I mean, you'd expect Freddie to be in there, but he's not. Oops, not Will Smith, but Will Smith is raking 322 is absurd. Mookie Betts, here we go. Mookie batting 252, which is, but his OPS is an 869, so nice. But that batting average will come together. 9 home runs, 24 RBIs. And he's having to play everywhere. He's played outfield, short, second. Like he's been doing a lot. He's been carrying the load, that's for sure. Max Muncy is now batting 200 flat. 12 home runs, 29 RBIs, good OPS at 862. I just can't see you giving somebody MVP with batting averages under like 260, 270. I can't. Like, why isn't like Freddie in there instead of one of them? 302 average, tied for 21st, 887 OPS, 7 home runs, 20 RBIs. Just doesn't make too much sense to me, you know. And the last thing I want to talk about, he kind of fell off when I was writing my script, is Cody Bellinger. Is he back? The dude we all know as the dude who gets high before his games. Cody Bellinger, all the way up to 270 in his batting average, 7 home runs, 20 RBIs, 834 OPS. This is not the Bellinger we've seen in a few years. This is a step down, maybe a few steps down for MVP from Bellinger. But I mean, last 7 days he's been in a slump. I mean, but look at these verses. I mean, 313 versus Washington, 417 versus Seattle, 429 versus Oakland, 292 versus Miami, 333 versus his former team, the Dodgers, and 444 versus Cincinnati. I mean, he had a disgusting April. 307 batting average, 1.001 OPS with 88 at-bats, 27 hits, 5 doubles, 1 triple, 7 home runs, 18 RBIs, 9 walks on 16 strikeouts. You don't really want the strikeouts to be that high compared to the hits and the at-bats, but it's not bad for him. We're so used to seeing him be not as good of a player. Like, just kind of in the background of a really high-powered Dodgers offense, and I think getting out of there for him was the best thing for him. Like, there's just so many bats there. They don't need him, and they replaced him very easily with Outman, which I think he kind of felt that coming up, and they decided, yeah, you can walk, sure. But I think Belly could have a season. I think the Cubs are a good fit for him. They brought in him and Dansby, that broke my heart, but Orlando is killing it. Yeah, and then DeGrom. Let's talk about DeGrom real quick. Old Jacob DeGrom, one of the most feared pitchers in MLB The Show. But the man cannot stay healthy to save his life. And it's crazy to me because it seems like he's having a surgery every other day, every other year. Um, so right here it's saying he's getting re-examined after the road trip. Y'all can't see it because of my head. Um, Expected to miss 2 or 3 more weeks with elbow injury. I don't know if they fully announced what that injury is. Let's have a look. Where's the news? Oh, right here. What are these articles? Forearm tightness. So right there, when I see forearm tightness, I automatically think Tommy John, and that's he just can't he can't keep doing that. Like it's not it's hard for somebody to back up a guy and say, oh yeah, he's coming back, he's fine. He's not fine. It's forearm tightness. That's just screams Tommy John. It's 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 not looking good for him, to say the least. It's not. He can't really he's struggling to do anything at all. And and it hurts because as a Braves fan, I saw him pitch against the Braves all the time when he was on the Mets. And I still I love him. I have a respect for him because he's such a good pitcher. And he's just dominant when he goes out there. He's dominant as hell. And it's kind of nuts to think about how he's hasn't had a full season in a while. I don't know. So right now we're gonna go ahead and look at ESPN's power rankings for this. When did this come out? This came out 4 days ago. I don't know if that's true. Oh, May 11th. So 3 days ago. I'm gonna go and recap this and see how I feel. To tell you all my opinion on this. Obviously, yes, the Rays are looking like the best team in baseball. If not the best team in baseball. It's just disgusting. They're raking. They're hitting good. I mean, it is disgusting. Here we go. Wander Franco continues to lead the offense, collecting 10 hits and 29 at bats over the past week, including 2 home runs. He's gonna keep climbing up that MVP ladder. I love it. I love him. Braves at 2. Maybe not right now. Dodgers have a better record, but they're sitting right here. This week has been better for them, but I mean this goes by weeks. There's so many games of baseball. 182. I mean, they're not. It's okay. Dodgers at 3. I do agree with this. Um, Walker Bueller's gone, which is crazy to me. But Urias, Kershaw, and Dustin May, that's a dangerous top 3. That's a nasty, nasty top 3. Blue Jays, I like it. I think they are a top 5 team. Um, they just got, like I said, they got to get their pitching rolling. It was rolling against Atlanta. It's a hard team to quiet down. Rangers, yeah, I'd probably have the Orioles over them. Astros, I like where they are. Probably a little bit down. Um, they got a lot of injuries. A lot of players aren't really playing how they're supposed to, especially Jeremy Pena at the beginning of the season. I do not like the Padres here. I do not. Everyone's struggling on that team. Nando's kind of coming back a little bit. Let's go see how he's doing real quick. But they're just struggling. They're struggling a lot. Yeah, 19-22 at the time of this. They haven't won a game. They lost 4 straight. Um, it's crazy to think a team with Xander Bogaerts, Manny Machado, and Fernando Tatis and Juan Soto struggling like this. It's crazy. 283 batting average, 5 and 11 with an 827 OPS. That's what you want out of a kid. I mean, he hasn't played baseball in 2 years at this level, and he's doing that. But that's not where the problem is. This is the problem. 255. And he's a liability in outfield. 7 and 20 is good. The OPS is good, but
I'm overly competitive.
you can't have that out of him. It's Juan and Machado. Machado. Last time I checked, yeah. What is this? What is this stat line right here? That's ridiculous. 232 batting average, 5 home runs, 18 RBIs, 654 OPS. Barely in the top 50 of OPS. I really don't like them at there. Yankees, they can stay for now. Red Sox, I think Milwaukee should jump them. Mets, I don't know. I think the Diamondbacks should go up for sure. Phillies are struggling right now. Trey's not having a good season at all. Cardinals need to go down. I think they need to go down past the Reds, honestly. And the rest of these look good. They just, I mean, they can always pick it up. The Cardinals. It's more of a support player thing, though, with them. They don't have the support players they need to for all that. And now, actually, we're going to go ahead and look at my fantasy baseball. I thought it'd be a little cool thing to do as I joined a random league because I don't know many people who would want to do it, and I lost this week, of course. But here's the squad. Dalton Varsho at catcher, Matt Olson, Bryson Stott, Austin Riley, Nando, Juan Soto, Brian Reynolds, Mike Harris, Christian Yelich, and on the bench, Klein Connect, Bellinger, Mateo, since they didn't play in the rotation. You can tell I'm a Braves fan from this team. Justin Verlander, Spencer Strider, Logan Webb, Alex Cobb, Dustin May, Mitch Keller, Bryce Elder, and then on the IL, Fried and Kyle Wright. Mitch Keller did 13 strikeouts, 4 hits, no walks, no one runs, 7 innings. It's insane, honestly. That's the team. Here's what I was going against today. Just kind of, I don't know what happened. Like we're scoring a lot of points. We're scoring a decent amount of points. This dude just went nuts. Where's his team? Oh, never mind. Danny Jansen, Vlad Guerrero, McNeil, Bregman, Willie Adams, Randy. That's always a good pick. And the scores are over here. So 5-4, 0, 2, -2. Randy had 0 today, but still. Taylor Ward had 4. Castellanos had -1. Nolan hit a nuke and got him 9. Scherzer got him 17 today, and that was the only pitching he had. I think that's it for today. I'll have the prize picks up after this portion right here. I'm going to wait till tomorrow to kind of pick them out, make sure some of the lines are out, and then once it's uploaded, I'll see it. And I'll put some on the Twitter. That'll be in the link of this video in the description, and the Instagram for the podcast. So if you want to go ahead and follow, leave a like, make sure you guys like and subscribe. New videos new episodes every Monday. So make sure I'll stick tuned to that. Peace.